Hi everyone, this is Cleats and Calves coming to you from a snow day. It is January the 10th. Guess what, y'all? We're making videos. And we found some things. We found something. We found something really cool. I'm Big Mama, Miss Big Red.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, we're going to tell you all about it. So we went on a little run on Tuesday on my day off and ran over to Sylacauga. So we were meandering in some of the stores over there. You know, they have the antique stores, you know, consignment shops, those kind of things. So we found something antique and football. So Big Red, show it to them. Show it to them. Hold it up. Y'all, I know that you can't see it. It's backwards or whatever, but that is what is it? Tell them what it is.
It says gameplay in college football 1975 annual
What? 1975? Oh my gosh, your mama was only 3. I couldn't even read, but I bet your grandpa had one of these.
It's essentially a sports betting book from 1975.
A sports betting book? Say it's not so. They were doing all that back then?
Yeah.
So this was DraftKings for DraftKings.
Pretty much.
Something like that, but y'all, it's really neat to look at. Okay, so let's talk about, and we're going to look up do a little challenge here, and we're going to look at the top 5 college players from 1975, and we're going to see who they are and what this book says about it. Okay, so number 5, he was Leroy Selman from Oklahoma. All right, Big Red, let's see if you can find Leroy in there. He was a defensive tackle, and apparently he anchored one of the greatest defenses in college football history. Hold on. He won the Outland Trophy and the Lombardi Award in 1975. He played a key role in Oklahoma's back-to-back natties. So they won 74. You sleepy?
No, I thought I had to sneeze.
Uh-oh, Big Red may have to sneeze. You good?
I had that feeling that it went away.
Okay. All right. So they won back-to-back natties in 74 and 75. And he's a pro football Hall of Famer and considered one of the best defensive linemen of all time. And he sounds like he was neat. So what'd you find out about him?
Well, there's only really one little thing about him here. About him and his brother, actually. And I quote, the brothers Selman tackled Leroy, 6'2", 260 pounds, senior, and middle guard Dewey, 6'1", 255 pounds, and senior, bulwarked the line. Last year, the Twins combined for 125 solo tackles.
Holy moly.
And their pass rush is so much like an elephant stampede that you would expect to hear Johnny Weissmuller doing his Tarzan call when they take off. That's all they say.
Holy moly, that's insane. 2 twin brothers, 125 tackles. That's a crazy stuff.
As D linemen.
Okay, number 4 is Joe Washington from Oklahoma. He was a running back. Says he was one of the most exciting players of the era, known for his speed and agility. He rushed for 1,561 yards and 15 touchdowns in 1975. He helped lead Oklahoma to the Natty. And he was nicknamed Little Joe. He had a stellar NFL career and is remembered as one of the most dynamic players in college football history. What does that 1975 antique book say?
I'm going to start where I start to mention him. And a third Heisman may wind up in the OU showcase at the end of the season. The contribution of that indescribably delicious little scatback, Joe Washington. Look, I'm reading off the book, okay? Joe Washington, 5'11", 180 pounds, senior. Hey, that's what they said, not me. Finished third in the Heisman balloting following his junior campaign when he ripped for 1,350 yards and scored 12 touchdowns. He just may be the best running back in the country.
Wow.
There you go.
Well, he sounds like he was the stuff for 1975. Okay, this is a familiar name to me, but I don't know why. I guess I'm fixing to learn. Chuck Muncie. Number 3 is Chuck Muncie of California. He's a running back. His accomplishments, he's a Heisman Trophy finalist in 75. He finished second behind the guy that won it. He's on the list, so we're going to hold on to that. He rushed for 1,460 yards and 13 touchdowns, and he led California to a share of the Pac-8 championship. I don't know what a share.
Probably means a spot.
Maybe. Okay. In his legacy, he was known for his versatility and power as a running back, and he had a very successful NFL career. So I guess that's why I know him. Right. So what did they say about Mr. Muncie?
Paragraph time.
Paragraph.
The Golden Bears may rely on their ground attack more this season. They have one of the league's most dependable ball carriers in Chuck Muncie. Senior Muncie, 6'3", 220, rambled for 791 yards and 8 touchdowns last fall, and he even took a timeout from his running chores to fire a 10-yard scoring pass. The versatile Muncie also grabbed 31 passes for 410 yards and 3 more touchdowns in 74.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
Go, Mr. Chuck. All right. Number 2, very familiar name, Tony Dorsett from Pittsburgh. He was a running back. You know, there's a theme here. He finished second in the nation in 75 with 1,686 yards. He played a crucial role in making Pittsburgh a national contender. It was a contender. He won the Heisman Trophy in 76, and his legacy is he's a Pro Football Hall of Famer and one of the most electrifying running backs in history. Electrifying. And I remember hearing that name, like, growing up. So he was a beast. What you got?
Okay, Panther boss Johnny Majors is faced with the above dilemma. But he's the one who has the horses. It's no secret that junior halfback Tony Dorsett, 5'11", 185, is a prime candidate for the Heisman Trophy, one of the best running backs in the land. Dorsett's 2-year stats are awesome. He has rushed for over 100 yards in 14 of the 22 games he has played. And in the final 2 encounters of 74 against Notre Dame and Penn State, he was noticeably subpar due to an injury. To date, Dorsett has carried the football 538 times and has averaged an even 5 yards per rush.
That's still some crazy numbers. A 5'9", somebody going in with Tony Dorsett. Man, that D1 stuff's changed. And interesting that Notre Dame and Penn State was mentioned in that, since we just watched them play in the semifinal last night. And Notre Dame did it. So, wow. Okay. So, number 1, Archie Griffin from Ohio State. He's a, can you guess, running back. He became the only player in history to win the Heisman Trophy twice. So, 74 and 75, led Ohio State to multiple Big Ten championships and Rose Bowl appearances, rushed for over 1,400 yards his senior year. He was inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame and widely regarded as one of the greatest college players ever. So, what does that 75 book have to say about that?
When Woody went into his recruiting pitch 4 years ago, he didn't have to sell hometowner Archie Griffin on the merits of Buckeye football. Archie, the hottest thing to have ever touched the pig in Columbus High School annals. Is that what it's ANNALS?
Yes, but it doesn't mean what you think.
Decided, I thought it said annuals.
No.
Decided he
it's another
liked home cooking. And the marriage has paid off in 3 straight Rose Bowl trips for OSU and the Heisman Trophy for the 5'9", 180-pound tailback who enters his final campaign with every Buckeye rushing record under his belt. In 3 seasons, he has rambled for 4,139 yards on 662 carries. That's 6.2 yards per crack. A figure that is simply astounding considering the number of times he has toted the football. Well, Archie is back for his final season, and so are all of his backfield playmates. Quarterback Cornelius Green, wingback Brian Bashnagel, and fullback Pete Johnson. About it.
He was, say that again, he was 5'9",
180.
and 180. He's playing a running back. Man, you heard it right here. That was from 1975. So we're wrapping this list up, y'all. But there is something very, very exciting that happened in 1975. And since this is the anniversary of him retiring, the GOAT, leaving Alabama, the great Nick Saban, he started this year in 1975 as a graduate assistant at, where'd you go to school?
Kent State.
Kent State, that's right. He was a defensive back at Kent State. And so he became the defensive back coach. You ain't got to worry about it. I think I had written down. Yeah. He started as a graduate assistant at Kent State under head coach Don Jones. He worked with the DBs while earning a master's in sports administration. So, y'all, can you believe it? The GOAT started back in 75. You sure can. Make any point you want to.
I didn't realize this before, But Tony Dorsett, he's on the cover.
Tony Dorsett's on the cover.
That one.
That fella right there, Tony Dorsett. That's pretty cool. Very, very cool. He was the man for a long, long time. So we're going to sign it off, and we're going to do it a little different, y'all. We're just going to say
goodbye, y'all.
bye, y'all. Have a good day.